The phone rang at my mother's house. So I answered the phone, and a girlfriend of mine told me. She said, "Did you hear the news?" And I said, "What news?"
There was a knock on our door, and it was our pastor, Chuck Berger from Onaway. We belong to Holy Cross Lutheran Church there. And he came in with this funny look on his face, I remember. And my mom kind of went over, and he said, "Pat, did you hear about the Bradley?" And everything in the room stopped.
And she says, "Well, one of our boats went down." I said, "Oh my God, which one?" And she says, "Well, don't worry." She says, it's not our boat." She said, "It was the Bradley." I said, "My God, that's the boat my brother's on."
Rogers City is such a small community that it touched everybody in every block. If it wasn't your husband that was on it, it might have been your brother. If it wasn't your brother, it was maybe your uncle. Could have been your brother-in-law. It could have been a cousin. If it wasn't a blood relative, it was probably the guy that lived next door.
23 women became widows in that instant, and 53 children lost their fathers.
Well, the magnitude of the loss was plain to see, and almost everyone in town, you would see children crying and women crying, hugging each other, and it was on television. The funerals a lot of them were televised outside of the churches and that, as the hearses pulled up and pulled away. And
the entire town was just in shock. No matter where you'd go, no matter who you'd talk to or who you'd see.
You'll never forget where you were on November 18th, 1958.
Nearly 50 years later now, many of the family members are still grieving. They deserve a memorial, and I think it's appropriate that we do something like this to remember the crew that was lost.
To be involved in a project like this, it's hard to explain. It's a great honor.
Bradley's 380 feet below Lake Michigan. It's not something that you can just go drive to and visit. And so bringing back the bell, it's something they can touch and feel and see. It's sort of a connection to their lost family members.
I can't imagine being able to do that kind of thing. Go down in such deep water and look over that ship that's been there for so long, not knowing exactly what they might find. I just think that's just incredible that they were able to do that kind of thing. It's just wonderful. So I think life is going to be much more calm in my heart